Welcome to another episode of 50 Shades in Grey. We're on our third week following three very brave single women that are using dating apps in midlife. And as we all know, sometimes that is our only option. So we left episode 2 last week with a very positive outlook forward, very promising dates ahead for last week. So we're going to catch up now with our three lovely women and find out what went on from the last week. Good evening, guys. How are we all doing?
Hello.
Great, thanks. Hello.
As you can see, everyone is adorning a little bit of red tonight and a glass of wine because we are on the sometimes dreaded week of Valentine's, which is a lovely day. But sometimes if you're single, it can be one of those days you just want to get through, get out of the way. And other times it's a great way of thinking, you know, one day I might be celebrating this with someone and spending a load of money that I don't need to be doing as
On a load of rubbish. It's a big con.
on a load of rubbish. So we left, like I said, we left last week, really promising week ahead. I want to hear good things. How did it all go?
Yes, because I've had quite a positive week. I have been flying on the Hinge dates and messaging, although it does get quite hard work. I've had one date. I did have a date lined up over the weekend, but unfortunately it had to be rearranged. So, and yeah, I feel quite positive. I think being on this podcast has given me the, you know, when you sometimes get bored of dating and bored of this, it's given me kind of a new sort of kick up the bum. Because if I didn't have this podcast, I'd be deleting these apps. I wouldn't be going on the dates. I'd be blowing it all out because the weather's miserable. So yeah, I've had a good week. And Saturday I'm out with a lovely old friend. So yeah, all good.
Good stuff. So the date that got rearranged, has that happened yet, Fee? Or
no, we spoke yesterday. So yeah, it's just a case of penciling it back in.
Brilliant. So things looking good for next week, which will be our last episode with you guys.
Yeah.
Jo, how's your week been?
So, you go into the dating apps like a little fresh bunny thinking, oh, there's got to be like, you know, the next big thing, or not the next big thing, but, you know, somebody out there you're compatible with. And for me, I think I've been poorly, busy with work, busy with kids. And it's like you strike up a conversation and you're chatting and you just think, so Saturday morning, I matched with a guy and he was like, oh, yeah, live local, great. I've got 4 children. Oh, I've got 4 children. Oh, that's a coincidence. They're all the same age. How lovely is that? And then he just like deleted me. So I thought one thing that you get insecure about, I don't know if you feel this, Fee, is that you've got like 4 children because I think the message I'd put to him was, yeah, I've got 4 children, but it's nice that they're older now because it means you can focus on the adults. Now, whether he just thought I meant adulting and got the complete like wrong end of the stick. So it was like you were talking to somebody like, oh, you got common ground then. And I think when you're feeling a little bit vulnerable with it, it's just like, oh, you kind of, what's wrong with me? I was having a nice conversation. Whereas in a pub, you wouldn't just suddenly turn your back. So that was him. But then in the same breath, I was chatting to the one with the 3 things that you match on. And he just started to pick my dating profile to pieces. And I thought, I just can't. I'm just not in a place where I can be bothered with it. I thought, oh, go away. So I just deleted him. And then I was matching with people. And I know they've been in relationship with my friends and they weren't healthy relationships. So I was like, you know, when you've been through stuff before and you're just getting thrown more, you know, stuff in your face. But yeah, so Friday, had a little cry.
No.
Can't lie. But Fee picked me up. Oh, I was just like, do you know what? I want to do it differently to get a different outcome. And I'm positive about it. And I'm getting the same light. But then yesterday, I woke up and I matched with a chap and he's similar medical sort of background. We're chatting on quite nicely and we're going for a drink tomorrow night.
Oh, that's great.
He has shown me a saxophone.
I did what you was going to say then.
He said, do you play any instruments? And I was like...
No.
No. Called her at school, and then he said, "Oh, I'm learning the saxophone."
I thought you was going to say then you received a picture.
No, I didn't get a picture.
I kind of thought it might go down that way when you said about instruments. Classic, no.
Yeah, I was wondering. So yeah,
Jo,
we'll just see.
when you said the guy picked your profile apart, in
Just the wording. He just very oversensitive, but I just put like, so for me, obviously communication and banter. So I'd put, you've got to have, good communication, good banter. And he just kind of kept coming back with sort of like little digs about my book I was reading or my hot dog legs or whatever. Oh yeah, typical hot dog holiday leg pictures. And then he said, I'll make an exception for you because he said, you've written the word banter in your profile. So I gave him the definition of banter and I said, I think it's really important. And then I just thought, can't be bothered. Don't dissect me.
So do you think, though, Jo, that he may have been trying to give you what you've written down in terms of banter, or was it?
Yeah, I thought exactly that. But then when you're a bit hormonal and tired, you just think, I can't be arsed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I am the problem. I'm giving myself mixed messages.
I think sometimes in the past I've been too quick to delete people on the apps. I just like swat, delete. As in, I've had a conversation with them, and then I thought, and then you have to sometimes give people a chance. I've learned this time round, I'm more sort of patient. I give people a bit more of an opportunity because life gets busy. And if I didn't hear from someone for like one day, I would delete them, and I was like, that could be just because they're busy. And often I do that. I don't get back to people.
Mm.
So, Jo, if I give you a scenario, so if we were in a bar and I came up to you and I said, like, my opening line to you was something along the lines of, that dress just doesn't look great on you, and you turn your back on me.
Yeah.
But maybe an hour later, after I'd thought about what I'd said and maybe how you heard it, if I then came up to you and said, listen, about what I said, that's not exactly what I meant. What I meant to say was that dress doesn't do you any justice. You'd look great in something, whatever it may be. Maybe you don't get that opportunity with dating apps, do you? Because everything is face value.
It is quite a vulnerable place to put yourself out on it. And when you're tired, and I'm not making excuses for my inner child coming out, it was just like, I can't be arsed. I think I'd just proper fallen out with myself and the dating apps again, because it just felt like the same old stuff.
Lisa, how about you?
Yeah, my week's been all right actually. I've had 2 dates, just casual drinks. One guy, I think it was last week, end of last week, and that was just really nice. I actually walked up to the wrong guy in the pub. He texted me to say I'm outside, so I walked to the first guy that I saw stood outside the pub, sort of tapped him, and as he looked at me like I was some sort of freak, and the other guy was walking across the car park wetting himself, like he said, I was just trying to text you to say that's not me.
No.
So yeah, we had a nice date. It was nice.
What was your first impressions? Because they're usually the things that make it or break it, I find, on the first meetings.
He looked nice. We had, there was no awkward silences. We had a really good chat, quite a lot to talk about. He just dropped me home. It was nice. It was just a nice date.
So at the end of the first meetings, for you personally, do you make arrangements to see someone again, or how do you leave it? Like, maybe I'll hear from you.
Well, I feel like if you like them, I think if you like them, I would just say, oh, this was really fun. It'd be great to do it again sometime. Message me. So if they're feeling like, oh, I really don't like you, it gives them an out at the same time. So they can say, yeah, that'd be great. It'd be really nice to see you again. Or they can go, yeah, I'll drop you a message and then bin you off if they want to. But he has messaged and said, would you like to go out again? So that's good.
No.
And you got another date
and
as well.
And another one. I had another one last night, or yesterday afternoon. He was a nice guy. I was really honest with him. I messaged him straight away after and just said, had a really nice time. It was lovely to meet you. And I just was picking up more of a friendship vibe between us. And I really hope you find someone lovely.
Oh, that's
and
good.
He replied back, was like, thank you for your honesty. That's a real shame.
Ideally, that's how you'd kind of want it to work most of the time, isn't it? Have a couple of messages, meet someone for a coffee, go, yeah, you're not for me, or yeah, this was great, let's do it again. And then the other person go, okay, yeah, no problem at all. Good luck finding, you know.
And that's how it was. That was fine. And then I've got another one on Wednesday.
Okay. So can I ask then, Liz, how are you doing that? And that's the idea of dating apps, meeting people all the time. Do you find it then hard when you're going from one to another to another? I know they're only meetings.
It's exhausting. At the moment, it's fine because I'm not working. So I've got a bit more time.
I find it quite overwhelming at times because we're trying to date and then we're trying to juggle life and kids and working more or less full time. And when the date that I had on Sunday rearranged, cancelled, I thought, oh, thank God for that. Because I was getting anxious and overwhelmed because I was trying to do too much.
Yeah.
It's quite hard when you're working and juggling family life to date as well.
I think that when you first go back on a dating site, which we all obviously just have, you have a massive influx of people and matches, and then it's kind of all the admin of the messaging and the investment in that, and then the dates. But then once that sort of dwindles off and slows down, I think then it's more manageable. It's just the initial intense first sort of few weeks, isn't it? Which is what we're all doing.
You just want to get past the first dates and get to the nice stuff, like shopping in Lidl or taking the dog out. Or I think this is the hard bit, because if we're honest, nobody likes doing this dating part. You know, for me, it makes me really anxious. I find it not really enjoyable.
So, Lisa, you seem quite confident about first dates. So is there anything that you'd sort of say?
I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of first dates.
Because I got to that point after a while. And do you think that is relevant in terms of the more that you do it, the more you become less emotional about it and it becomes more of a pragmatic experience?
Yeah, definitely. And also I think if you match with somebody and that you've really got a connection, you really have got like the butterflies, I would be nervous. But I think when you've just matched with someone who's like, yeah, it's nice, we have a chat, it's been okay, we've messaged, it's been nice, I don't feel nervous then. But if it was somebody that I'd matched with and they were like, I don't know, if it was all like a little bit fizzy, I would feel nervous.
I think as well, maybe because the three of us, and probably you, Elliot, are quite confident people. So I don't never get first date nerves. I feel quite comfortable. That would never faze me. But maybe it's because just the type of personalities we are.
I think for me, when I was using the apps, I think it was expectation. I think in the end, I lowered my expectation because
lower.
Even lower than 6, you say a 2. It's like playing cards, right?
When I first used them, like, and some of you guys have said the same things, it was like, this could be the one that I've been waiting for. And then you turn up and it's not. And then you sort of feel deflated again. And then in the end, I was kind of I stopped thinking. I think that was the biggest thing. I just thought, I'll meet them. I'll go and meet them. And then I didn't expect anything from it. I think that helped as well. So I didn't have loads and loads of messages. It was a couple of messages, a phone call, FaceTime, meet for coffee. And if that didn't happen within the space of 10 days, then I'd forget about it because it wasn't going to happen anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think as well, like, you've got to be in that right place to date. We've all dated when we shouldn't have dated when you first become single. And I used to envision it's like a roller coaster. I used to go up, then crashing down and up again, and the excitement and that. And now I'm like, do you know what? I'm very pragmatic about it, and I feel like you've got to love yourself. You date yourself first. If you're happy with yourself and you're comfortable, I have no expectations from my first dates at all. I just go along and take it for what it is.
So, Jo, because at the moment I feel like you're slightly feeling a little bit down about your dating. So if in reflection, if there are people out there watching this that have just experienced like the few days that you've had, what advice would you give to them to help them get through it?
I just kind of focused again on what I did want and be clear in what I didn't want. So getting likes off people and they've got like shift work or, jobs where they're not going to be available. So I kind of just focused on thinking what I did want and not what I didn't want. So it's just that mindset to just think, right, what I deserve. I think it's about what you deserve. Because I do deserve somebody nice. And
Oh, you
Oh,
do.
Don't.
You do, Joe.
I've just been through shit. And, oh, sorry.
Joe, where is your self-worth at the moment? Because I found for me that what I began to realise was that once you realise your own self-worth, I was a lot happier on my own anyway. So it made things easier.
Yeah, I think what it does is these apps just knock it a little bit. I think, I put like £2 on last week, and the kid is busy and work's really tough at the minute. I think it's just when you're just feeling a little bit wobbly yourself, it just knocks you down a bit, doesn't it? And it's kind of like this guy I'm meeting tomorrow night. He seems really lovely. But if my friends, they always go, oh, if I could give you £1 every time you said that when you're going on a date, and then you end up in a narcissistic relationship or a traumatic, thing again. And it's just like, no, I've just got to, I do deserve somebody nice.
That just shows that you are such a lovely person and that you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You're open to it.
Yeah.
Once you're cynical and bitter, then it's
I don't want to be. I don't want to be like that. I just want to be. And there is somebody out there. They've just got to match my craziness.
Joe, are these friends that are giving you this advice? Are they single or are they in relationships?
Relationships, most of them.
So you've got two other women here that are giving you what I think is great advice because they probably understand where you are and what you're looking for. And I know I've said this so many times on the podcast. You have to be really brave to be single and keep going after what you deserve because you know what you're worth. You know what you can have, but you don't want to love someone that doesn't deserve that. And it is really hard.
I've put up too many times. I've kind of fluffed the edges of things to kind of make it, be okay and stuff. Yeah. And loads of women will agree, and we've done it and we stay, or, we make something fit. Yet in any other aspect of our lives, at work, I'm fine, kids fine, friends, I've got the most beautiful friends and family. And, you wouldn't take any of the crap that you do from guys in the past from your mates. But yeah, I've allowed that to sort of, be there, but no more.
When you were saying about that, because we've all done it. I've done it in relationships and dating, trying to, because I wanted it so much, I tried to make stuff work and it doesn't. And when you let it go and just think, I don't need that rubbish, I don't need that crap.
Yeah.
You spot the signs, move on. Don't let them waste your time.
No, I've wasted too much time in the past. And that's why I think I've enjoyed 18 months of just a safe space and a nice place of growth and, do all the other things that fulfill you, get your mates to do crazy stuff like we've done charity walks for hospice, just like get your mates to do other things that are really lovely and feel nice rather than focusing on dating.
You can't focus on it. It's just, you have to just go with it.
Yeah. And I think because we've put, like, this is a perfect opportunity to put that sort of snapshot back on it. I think last week it just made me have a bit of a moment where I should have probably drank more wine.
No, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about dating sites, isn't it? You can dip in and out. If you're having a shit day, don't even look at it. And then you're feeling more positive another day, and then you can go back to it. You don't have to be on it all the time.
No, absolutely. Well, I've come off Tinder. I'm not even on that, and I came off Bumble, so I've just got Hinge. And like I say, I've got this date tomorrow night, and we'll just see what his saxophone's like.
These apps, though, guys, they are designed to be, like most apps and our phones, addictive. So you almost need 10 minutes. It cuts off. You're only allowed on it once a day, and you've got 15 minutes, and that's it. And then once that 15 minutes is done, it just cuts you off for the day, maybe. I know when you was talking there, you said you seemed sad because you put up with it and all the rubbish that you've had to go through. I think the major difference is there's probably thousands of people out there that are still putting up with it. But you made the step of, which is a lot harder to do, going, I'm not putting up with that. And I think that's the positive thing that you need to look at, is that you're not where you was. You're actually moving forward with opportunities, and sometimes those opportunities are going to be crap and they're going to let you down and blow you out. But at least you've got the chance of more opportunities rather than being stuck in something else you don't want to be in.
Sometimes when they move too fast and they're making plans like that, it make you feel really anxious. It gives me the ick a bit. I'm like, oh no, I haven't met you. Slow it right down.
But that could be their excitement, though, Fee, as well, couldn't it? Lisa was saying you get butterflies. That could be them thinking they might have only just come on a dating site, so you don't know where they are in their experience of dating sites.
He's just come out of a 25-year marriage, so it's all very new to him. So it is sweet, really.
Yeah.
If they've got new or they're new on the site and they've just come out of a relationship, I find that really, I don't date them. I might have a little chat and swipe them. I just find they're not in the same place as I am.
They've been separated 2 years, divorced 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So it's not fresh. Because, I agree with you, Fee, absolutely, because it's like confused. What are you looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is the last week now that we're going to have. So I'm hoping that you find whatever you're looking for, and whether that is someone else or just more love for yourself or love for the other two people that you've met on this podcast. And that's been really special, actually. Watching and reading all the messages of support and the videos and sharing your experience over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it has been quite a humbling, actually, experience for me to watch. So I do thank you for that. And I wish you the best of luck. Enjoy Valentine's Day with your kids. Love them as much as you can, which I'm sure you will do, because that's the whole point of Valentine's Day. It's all about love. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be a guy or a girl. It just needs to be anyone or something that you find that you want to love. Happy Valentine's to everyone else. Guys, thank you for watching 50 Shades of Grey.
Cheers.
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 50 Shades of Grey. Catch up with us next week and we'll see where the ladies got to with their dates and their messaging and all of their likes. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.